Welcome to FurCast, episode 271. I'm your host for this evening, Paradox the Red Wolf.
And I'm your Blue Fox host, Pharaoh.
And CJ's not here yet because he's late.
Because he's drunk.
He is. Luckily, he's being driven here by somebody else, though, so don't worry about that. But CJ will be here at some point. And we're going to start the show, of course, talking about Anthrocon 2017, which is where we were. And it's okay that CJ's not here because he never went to Anthrocon because he's a bad dog. So, yeah, it's actually kind of okay that he's missing the beginning of the show. But we got a couple things.
He doesn't deserve to be.
Yeah.
He skipped AC.
He did skip AC.
I almost skipped AC.
You did go, though. I'm glad you went. A lot of people were happy to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, why are you here? Like, I thought you weren't going. I had so many people tell me, oh, I thought you weren't coming. And I was like, well, I came.
Okay.
So I came.
All right. Good to know.
Yep.
So we got a lot of different things to talk about. We've also got Boozy Barrister joining us in a little while to tell some stories of Anthrocon. Most of them were probably terrifying.
I already know one of the stories, and it's great.
I'm looking forward to hearing it. You did kind of give me a precursor to that, so I'm excited. So
I can't imagine what else he occurred.
There's a whole bunch of things to talk about, including a roundup. We do have quite a big roundup, so maybe we'll I don't know, maybe we'll do the Boozy interview before we do the roundup. But before all of that, I'm going to cut to my camera, which looks kind of crappy. And there's a reason for that. So I'm just going to get this out of the way and talk about it now instead of later. Anthrocon, great con, had a good time. Saw tons of people. I was on staff, worked AV. Lots of good things happened. It was probably one of the better Anthrocons I went to, except for the last day, Saturday night.
Great rave, though.
Yeah, it was a good dance.
An amazing dance.
Yeah. I took pictures of it.
3 in the morning, yeah.
I took pictures of the dance.
Great pictures of that
Great
dance.
pictures of the dance. And
then we went to Permani Bros.
Yes.
We did go to Permani Bros. That was
Yes,
like at 3 in the morning, right?
And then I woke up at 10 in the morning to prep for the dance competition.
We got back to the hotel at 6 in the morning.
Wow. Oh, yeah, I remember the sun was coming up as we were coming back. Yeah.
From Permani Bros.
So I had $3,000 of camera gear stolen. Yeah. That kind of sucked. So, long story short, had my DSLR. It was a Nikon D750 with the Tamron 24-70 f2.8 lens, in case anybody's curious. So, yeah, worth about $3,000, maybe if you're lucky, like $2,000 used. And it's not the only thing that got stolen either, but I'll get to that in a second. So, taking pictures of the dance Saturday night, everybody's like, oh, this was kick-ass, and then, oh, it's great, and then, dance is over, and security's coming in, and they're like, all right, guys, dance is over, convention center's closing, everybody, okay, everybody out, and then we're like, oh, we gotta shut everything off, and shutting things down, and put the camera down, and I'm shutting things off, and then we leave, we go to Permani Brothers, it was great, we had like a huge posse of people, mobbed the restaurant at like 3 in the morning, and then we came back to the hotel, went to bed, got up in the morning, went
in 4 hours.
Yep, in 4 hours, went to set up for the dance comp, and that's interesting, my camera's not there. Okay, so didn't really think much of it, because I was like, it's probably in the room, Anthrocon, I was up at 3 in the morning, whatever, it's in the room. So produced the next event, and we keep going through the day, and then it isn't until like closing ceremonies where I'm like, yeah, that's kind of weird, and I go and I check in the room, and it's not in the room, and I'm like, that's really weird. And then we, closing ceremonies finishes, we take apart all the gear, I'm taking some of these computers here, and I'm, packing them up, I got a bunch of people, we bring them down to my car, and I open up my car, and I'm like, it's not in my car either, it's kind of weird. Yeah, it must be in the ballroom. Go up into the ballroom, I'm looking all around, I'm talking to the AV director, I'm looking, no, it's just not here, that's very strange. Yeah, it was gone. It was stolen. So, yeah. So, to catch people up, I immediately contacted security at the convention, put a reporting with them, contacted the convention center, put in a report with them, and then I eventually ended up getting in contact with the liaison at the convention center for Anthrocon, talked with her, super nice girl. We went through all the details. They said they checked the footage, weren't really sure if the security, because there was a ton of security cameras, they're not quite sure if it would have caught it, but they weren't able to do any more without working with the police. So I contacted the Pittsburgh police, put in a police report, and I have a case with them, and I'm hoping to hear back. Freeze Frame, who you guys might know, he's been on the show before, he also had some stuff stolen. He had a comm headset. It was a ClearComm. It was like a $300 ClearComm headset, completely just gone. A couple of other things stolen. I think there was like a shirt and something else.
These wouldn't be in lost and found. These were stolen out of the AV.
Yeah,
booth.
so these were stolen, and we don't think they were stolen overnight. We think they were stolen like right as everybody was leaving the ballroom. Yeah, no, we've checked, and everybody, like Kage knows, all like Anthrocon staff knows, the board member for AV.
Could have happened early morning too.
It
Like
could've.
right before the ballroom opened.
Yeah. So it kind of sucks, but yeah, the camera on Pharaoh is one of our other cameras there, and then the camera on me is one of the crappier cameras. And yeah, I feel really bad because this was a studio camera. It was my full frame DSLR, and I also kind of feel bad about that because I'm kind of thinking that going forward, when the studio gets an upgrade, it should be the studio's upgrade, not anything that's my camera. But there was also lots of other gear that I, brought from the studio, like a few of these PCs to do, like the Anthrocon live stream was the same computer that you guys are watching our live stream on now. And yeah, obviously, it's a huge bit of discussion in the AV staff chat. We're going through to make sure that we have like a lot of extra insurance next year. Not even against things getting stolen, but it's like, what if a PC gets kicked and a drive fails or something? You never know. And we want to make sure that we have full insurance next year. We're going to be setting up our own security cameras next year. And also, I'm going to think twice about bringing gear. And by the way, this is not Anthrocon's fault. Like their staff, has been working to, try to figure out what happened as much as I am. But, it makes you think twice about, bringing thousands of dollars of gear to donate to an event when you don't, there's no, I guess, insurance on it. And there's nothing that, and we've had a few cases where a couple of people on AV staff have said like, hey, I own like $10,000 in camera gear that I can bring along to the convention or whatever to help out. Can you give me some kind of paperwork that says the convention is insuring me? And a lot of times Anthrocon, maybe they can't do that. And that sucks. That the one thing that's like limiting the convention from getting better sometimes is just, bureaucracy crap. So
Joe showed me a good Erdemeyer flask that he bought.
Oh yeah,
I forgot his fur name, but he's with the AV group of people. They were on sale, so that was a good thing.
Yeah,
from AC.
I mean, otherwise, it was a good con. I genuinely had a good time at the con. I barely saw you. That's why it was so good. But
everyone says they can never find you.
Yeah,
which is funny because I'm like, I know where he is. He's at the AV booth.
Yeah, pretty much. I was at AV the whole time. So I will be replacing the camera in a couple of months. Actually, Nikon is rumored to release a replacement for that camera because that camera that got stolen was nearing, I think, like 3 years old. So I don't know. It sucks, but
I'm surprised you guys haven't set up your own security cameras.
We are this year or this upcoming year. So, but yeah. No, it really sucks. And if anybody knows anything, definitely contact me. Let me know.
Has anyone brings back a brand new camera from AC that they bought in the dealer's den?
And you know what sucks is all my photos were on that SD card too.
Lost memories.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the pictures I also had on my phone, so it's not like the memories are forgotten, but it just sucks.
The memories are forgotten.
So my parents went to AC.
I know, your mother went nuts.
My mother lost her fucking shit. She was on stage just dancing her ass off with all of the fursuiters during the Saturday night set. It was pretty great. Shout out to Swedish Dog Mafia. Thank you. Swedish Dog Mafia, which was Adi, RK, and Veody, who did a set on stage Saturday night. It was fantastic. And that was pretty cool.
That was lit. That was incredible. That was like beyond all reason.
They got
the
some
cops were dancing.
Yes, the police were there dancing. That was pretty funny.
You have a good set when the cops that are supposed to be there, which they still were there, monitoring everything. But when the cops start dancing, things are good.
It's funny because Adi, who's our A1 and also a good boy, he went over to the cops and he was like, "Yeah, can I get you guys anything?" Because they were there, I guess, for probably like the fire watch because we have to disable the fire system in order to do the fog and everything. And they were like, "No, this is great, man!" And they were like, "This is so cool." And I guess like they've been to like other clubs and stuff for various things, and I guess it like completely blew all of that out of the water. So yeah, pretty cool.
You know, it's a good time when the cops are smiling.
Yeah.
Like the cops, like I was like recording, I didn't get a good recording of it, but they were like dancing, like as the conga line was going, the cops just like started dancing away.
That's pretty great.
And I was like, and I think Artie was next to me, and I was like, you know, a dance is good when that happens. And there's just 3 cops like conga lining themselves out of the ballroom.
Yeah. No, it was a good time. It was overall a good con. I'm excited to go back next year. I admit I've been kind of like down and also sort of psychologically a mess this week because of the whole camera thing and just coming back from the con in general, PCD, you know, the whole 9 yards. But yeah, so
I wish I got to drink with Boozy, but had to leave Sunday morning.
yeah.
That's when I saw Boozy though, so.
Yeah. If you want, we can get Boozy on the line now, or do you want to do the roundup first?
Let's do Boozy on the line.
Do Boozy on the line?
So he doesn't have to sit there all day.
It kind of sounds like it's its own line. Like Boozy on the line. Sounds like it's like a track title or like an album title or something.
Boozy on the line.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a segment.
Anyway, hey, what's up, Boozy?
My life is in shambles.
Yeah, well, you heard it here first, guys. Boozy regrets everything.
I have no idea how it got to this point.
I loved meeting your other lawyer friend, the newbie that you brought with you.
You know that motherfucker? We got back, and like I'm home for less than 12 hours, and my phone dings, and I look down, and it's a message from Captain Eyebrows going, "Are you going to MFF?"
You're in it now.
Well, he's in it too. That's what's bothering me.
How could you not be in it? Once you, it's like Fight Club. Once you join, you just can't leave.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god. So how was your weekend?
Pretty good. I think, well, I wasn't chaperoned around as much as you were, according to your post, but it was pretty good. I think it was, the Reg line was ever so slightly less of a shit show than last year, and, the dances were good, and we went out to eat quite a lot, so I feel bad I barely got to see you. I saw you, twice, I think, by Reg once, and then in an elevator after that.
I saw you when I was shit-faced on Saturday night, and I remember that, and that's just it. That's the extent of me remembering seeing you. It was like I was walking around the hotel lobby with a 5th of whiskey, getting ready to go outside and drink on a wall.
So how many beers were bought in for you, or how many drinks were bought in for you?
Oh, do not drink with the Germans.
I've learned that already.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I woke up on Sunday morning, I'm staring at the ceiling in the hotel room, and all I remember is the Germans invited me to a room party, and then it was morning.
I've been there countless times.
Yeah.
The Germans are great to party with. You just don't remember that the night goes by.
Yeah, they were great. They kept trying to talk me into coming to Berlin, though.
Oh, man. You gonna go to EF? Is that your next plan here?
Oh, dear God, I hope not. I don't know anymore. At this point, the furries just run my life. Just tell me what you want me to do. I'll go fucking do it.
Well, speaking of telling you what to do, it seems like Anthrocon has a thing where when there's a well-known person or a person of respect, like you, a drunk lawyer, they try to kind of chaperone them around a little bit at the con. Like, oh, here, come with me. And, they sit with you at events. Like, I know you were around. How did that work out for you? I mean, what did that feel like?
Wait, before you say that, you met me on Sunday, very briefly, but we got to talk for a little bit. And again, I still stand by my quote that you are a better looking, or John Goodman's better looking brother. But right after you left, when you were going to the Quickie Mart, after you told the story and everything like that, the funniest thing happened is one of the chaperones that was supposed to be guarding you, I guess you'd say, comes running up, panic. He's like, "Where's Boozy?" I'm supposed to be. Right after you spoke with me, and he asked me, he goes, "Where's Boozy? He was just here. Where did he go?" And I'm like, "Oh, Quickie Mart." And he runs out the door. But so then I just wanted to add that to like the ending cap of your story after telling me a story. So you may continue about your chaperoning.
My personal favorite part of the chaperoning was we were at the art show on Saturday, and they have that mature section in the back with the curtains.
Oh yes.
Well, the other attorney, Captain Eyebrows, and I are standing there, and we're looking at all the very nice PG rated art. And then my chaperone Fiend gets a call and turns around and says, "Oh, I've got to go to a staff thing real fast. I'll be back in like 10 minutes." And he leaves. And the captain and I look at each other and we're going, "Okay, Dad's gone. Let's go look at the porn."
Oh, my God.
And of course, later that evening, I'm talking to Kage, so I do the most intelligent thing in the world. I tell Uncle Kage that story.
Oh, jeez.
And there's silence in the room. But it was, oh my God.
So, what did you learn?
Nothing.
You broke up just a little on that.
I said, what did you learn?
Oh, did you break up? I think we lost him first.
Oh, no. We lost the
still
bed.
there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still here. What did you learn in this experience?
Don't listen to fucking furries. It was a hell of a good time. It really was. I had a hell of a good time.
I definitely enjoyed reading your 3-part blog post and the whole thing.
I almost want Captain Eyebrows on because his story of the adult art section was priceless.
Yeah, he definitely learned a lot.
He learned a lot that day.
Yeah.
Well, I love the fact because as we're walking out of the adult art section, he turns to me and says, "So that's what a giant crocodile man's cock looks like."
Detailed, very detailed.
Yeah.
Oh yes, amazingly, very well drawn.
Did you ever question at one point in time you would wonder what a crocodile's penis would look like?
I don't think that thought ever occurred to me until about 3 months ago.
How'd you enjoy being
You
on
guys
stage? What was that?
You guys remember 3 months ago when I was a lawyer?
Oh, yeah. Good times. Yeah. Innocent. Totally innocent. How did you enjoy being on stage with Alkali and Kage? I was actually there for most of that. I loved it.
It was great. They were great. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be on stage with Alkali again at Philadelphia.
Oh, awesome. That's pretty nearby to you, I believe.
Yeah, it is. It's very close, which is why I said, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll go to your con." And now it's turned into, "Oh, by the way, Alkali and you are going to get drunk on stage for charity."
Oh.
Yeah, raised a lot of money.
Yeah, and probably losing my law license.
Yeah, Anthrocon, I actually have... that was the... see. Let me find how much they raised. Total raised $36,000 for charity is what they raised. And a bunch of that was you being drunk on stage, so I hope that makes you feel better.
Yeah, I wasn't even drunk on stage. I had to drive after that show. Like, they're standing there going, "Oh, by the way, we have a really big party after this. Are you coming to it?" And I'm like, "No, it's a 4.5-hour drive. I have to open my office in the morning."
So was there anything that just kind of surprised you or blew you away going to this con? I mean, for the first time, maybe the size or a certain event? I mean...
I got to say the size. It was very, very large, much larger than I thought it would be. Really, I mean, I'd heard the numbers, but it doesn't really hit you what 7,000 furries look like.
A city of furries.
In one place. Yeah, it's honestly, it is a fucking city. There are towns in this state with less people than you had in that convention center. God, could you imagine how horrible that would be? A city of furries.
Oh God, that'd be awful.
Nothing would get done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, there'd be a lot of AV and lights.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of really good camera work and lighting and a lot of fursuits, but like no money and no food.
Yeah, like every business is an artist doing commissions. That is Telegram stickers are the currency. It's what you use to pay for things.
Yep.
I can see that.
And instead of law firms, it's just FA administrators. That was actually really terrifying now that I think about that. It's really bad. But yeah, well...
a disaster, someone said. Awful.
But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed your, City of Furries visit, and you seem to be in a good mood every time I ran into you, so...
I was drunk every time you ran into me. I started, literally, our cab got there at 11 o'clock. Now let me tell you about our cab. Our taxi picks us up at the hotel the first night, Friday night, to take us over to the convention center. And we're going by the stadium, and the Pittsburgh Pirates had just finished their game. And there's fireworks getting ready to start. And the cabbie, without saying a word or asking if it's okay, just pulls the fuck over and stops the meter to watch the fireworks.
Yeah, you don't really have to go anywhere, right?
Yeah, 10 solid minutes we're sitting there. They were non-consensual fireworks.
Show title. Bam.
Non-consensual fireworks.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your non-consensual fireworks, though?
They were very pretty. Now, I'll tell you, we're sitting there, and the cabbie's like, isn't this one great? Isn't that one great? We're going, yeah, it's great. It's not like we had anywhere to
So
be
is the
tonight.
event we're missing.
Yeah.
Sounds like a start of a Criminal Minds episode.
God, that's ridiculous.
Like, oh, you wanted to go to this place? Well, guess what? We're not going there now.
We got to the convention center, though, when we ran into the director of programming. And, from that moment on to Sunday, I was being shepherded around the convention center. I got shit-faced with staff members. I got to watch Alkali hit on Captain Eyebrows. And just hit on is the very polite term for what was going on there.
Ravaged.
Ravaged, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Captain Eyebrows seemed like he was in full shock mode when I met him on Sunday. Like, his eyes were just, stuck wide open, but he had a smile on, and I wasn't sure if the smile was just, because he was forced to smile or that he was just having that much of a good time, yet still shocked at the same time. So it was like, I'm happy to be here, but everything is just so much that I can't handle this.
Let me tell you the effect on him. On Sunday afternoon, before he's leaving, because he has to go catch a flight, he walks up, and he had gone to one of the tables in the dealer's den, and he had bought friendship bracelets for us.
Man.
And the bracelet he bought for me was one link too short to fit around my fat ass wrist. So I say, it's okay, don't worry about it. It's a thought that counts. He looked devastated. And I'm sitting here thinking, we are two educated legal professionals standing in a convention center full of furries being upset because the friendship bracelets we're getting for each other don't fit.
Oh, man, you're
happened.
Oh, man. That's amazing.
He was just trying to conceal the friendship that you had. That was a moment, and then it just
you were all he had left in that moment, I think.
Oh, it was amazing. It was, and of course, like I said, now he's like, when can we go to another convention?
Oh, jeez.
And I'm going, you don't want to go down this road with me, man. You want to stop before, you come home one day and there's a fox head just sitting on the goddamn couch staring blankly at you. You want to stop.
You got a pillow too. Didn't someone make you a pillow?
Oh God, yes. There is a body pillow out there, and that idea scares the shit out of me.
Someone is snuggling your legal advice right now.
If that's all they're doing, I'm very grateful.
I'm so sorry.
That's a thought that will never leave your mind.
What have we done as a community?
Got good glory.
I feel like we've destroyed the successful person.
Or
no.
I think we've made someone successful.
Okay.
In an off turn of events, and the fandom itself got great legal advice.
Well, what other ridiculously over the top things have people given you?
Oh Jesus! You mean other than the fucking fursuit?
You have oh my God. Are there pictures of that anywhere?
I think I have.
Yeah, they're on my Twitter. They're on my Twitter.
I got here.
I'll pull them up. Yeah,
I got it.
That's nuts that people just like made you afraid.
And of course, there's salt out there. Oh, he's getting a fursuit, and I'm sitting here thinking, I didn't ask for a fursuit. This isn't something I wanted. Trust me, I didn't wake up one morning and go, I think I'm gonna order a giant badger costume today.
It's actually really cute. I like it.
It is. It's very well done.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say it's very, very well done.
Yeah.
I can't think of very many situations where I'll ever wear it.
Halloween. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it would not go over well with the judge. So,
well, I mean, furries can get away with a lot of stuff.
You could just explain to the judge, hey, listen, this is who I am now.
No, well, you see, you haven't learned the benefits of fursuiting. Is that when you're in a fursuit, you get away with a lot more than you would normally not get away with, because you coin in on the cuteness of it. So when you knock things over a table or accidentally steal something, it's just cute and adorable instead of terrifying and unlawful.
No, it's still terrifying. Trust me.
So maybe a judge will give some leeway when there's like a badger loose, or maybe call animal control. It's hard to say.
Oh, this is my life now.
I love your Twitter header, Boozy. No.
Oh yeah. Oh, and trust me, and people were still trying to shock me. I'm like, no, we're way fucking past that, guys.
I have to say I was impressed with Captain Eyebrows, though. Like, the one thing that he did say that stuck with me too was the fact that he wasn't entirely believing that there was a full city of furries, and he kind of thought that was a joke that we kind of crafted.
Yeah. I mean, he's sitting there. He's like, I thought you were bluffing, and I'm going, why the fuck would I be bluffing about this?
Because the equal opposite reaction of it actually exists was just as terrifying as the bluff.
But I'm thinking you can Google it. I mean, if this is a joke played against you, sir, this is the long fucking con.
Oh.
Well, is there anything, interesting question, is there anything that you wished you had accomplished or done at Anthrocon that you didn't get to do?
Honestly, I wish I had gone to more panels. There were a few I really did want to go to and see. What ended up happening, though, was I walked into the dealer's den and ended up talking to so many people that the time just kind of flew by, and then it was time for the fursuit parade, and then I actually had to eat something, and then
did you try that taco place?
I did the first night there. It was wonderful.
Yes.
And it was so tempting because it's like, take a picture of your meal and tweet it out if you have 1,000 or more followers, and you get a free taco. And I'm like, fuck it, this one's on me. But
I got a free taco.
But, yeah, but we did the fursuit parade, and during the I don't know if you know this. Were you aware of the drone that crashed during the fursuit parade?
No, I didn't hear about that.
We were just situated perfectly to see this. It was some guy flying a drone, and he flew it right into the side of the parking garage, and it falls. And the first thing that happens is I go, "What happened?" They go, "Oh, a drone hit the parking garage and then fell down and hit somebody."
Oh,
and my first thought is, I'm licensed in this state. So I start reaching for business cards. And that's when they said, no, it didn't hit anybody. I'm going, well, shit. But
perfect opportunity. Hey, I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
That's why you go to furry conventions, so that when somebody gets hurt, you can walk up and be like, hey, listen, I'm a lawyer.
Here's my card.
Here's my card. In fursuit.
Well, it's like other lawyers are like, did you get any new clients? And I'm going, that's about 50-50, because I'm not sure I want the clients I'd find at a furry convention, and I'm not sure they would want to hire the lawyer they met at a furry convention.
Oh, jeez.
The chat room got scared and said, what happened to the drone? not the people. Not the furries. What happened to the drone? Is the drone okay?
Yeah, does the drone need your legal advice?
But no, after the fursuit parade, went back to the dealer's den, ended up talking to people again. Then my presence was requested at the stand at the story hour and all that. And then there was the talent show, and then I had to go down to the bar and get shit-faced, and then the Germans kidnapped me. At one point, I ended up drinking in the hotel room with a naval officer. I'm doing shots. I turn around and a fursuiter walks in. So in mid shot, while I'm already shit faced, I turn around and there's a fursuit right behind me, just staring at me with unblinking eye. And that was the most fucking surreal moment.
With those unblinking eyes.
Yeah. Well, then I checked Twitter, and they posted on Twitter. I just walked back to my room and found Boozy taking shots. So of course I had to respond. I just took a shot, turned around, and saw a fursuit 2 inches from my face. It was a great weekend. It really was. I had a hell of a time. I'm really looking forward to Furrydelphia. I'm really looking forward to Tiny Paws. I'm sitting here and going, oh my God, half of my social calendar is furry conventions now.
I might be at Furrydelphia.
You should be at Furrydelphia.
If I do, I'll bring all my liquor and then we'll have a party.
You definitely should. I am sitting here going, I may just upgrade to a suite just so I can pass out everywhere.
You know, at MFF, like, was it Fizz who always gets the suite? Like, you literally could pass out everywhere. There's like a couch in the suites for MFF. Like, the suites are beautiful.
It's a pass-out proof room.
Well, and the biggest draw for me is Furrydelphia is right up the street from a casino. And it's a casino I go to regularly, so I can lose all my money and lose my sanity in the same day.
Wow, yeah, and it's an area you know well, so yeah. It's pretty good. Well,
I love for the loss of sanity. It's kind of my favorite thing to do. So the last thing I have to ask is any more memorable stories from AC or anything that you'd want to share story-wise?
Oh, most of the ones that I am going to share outside of Cersei's, they're already on the blog. And the other ones, I really would need to wait for the statute of limitations to run out before I can tell those stories. So,
oh my God.
Sounds like a good con then.
Yeah, sounds like a good con.
Yeah. It was wonderful.
Well, thank you for joining us, Boozy.
Thank you for having me on again, guys.
Yeah, that was Boozy Barrister joining us live, and if you want to take a look at his entire con recap, you can go to lawyersandliquor.com. We'll have that website linked in our roundup. You guys can check it out, because Boozy did a nice roundup of the con. It's actually a 3-part post. He had a pretty good time there. But, yeah, good old Boozy.
See, look at that picture of him. Like, beforehand, like, he gave me the impression that he was the cross between a Hobbit and Danny DeVito. And that's what I was looking for when I was at AC. I was like,
that picture is fucking terrifying. Who made this?
I don't know.
On his Twitter. Oh my God. They've already got stupid pictures out. This is just...
I love the one picture that was all of Fox and Moore, Pepper Coyote, Kage, Alkali, and Boozy.
Yeah.
If it was further down, if you could find it. Like, that one was great because Pepper Coyote was, like, just sneaking behind.
You know what? It might not be on his media feed. Maybe if I go to tweets and replies here. So there's going to be a lot of stuff. All of Boozy's tweets. Oh, man, here we go. Well, you know what I could do? I could try to find it later, and we can put it up on the show. But, yeah. Well, shout out to Boozy Badger for joining us. It was awesome having him on again. And making him...
Why are you making pudding at 3 a.m?
Because I've lost control of my life. Good stuff. All right, cool. Well, we can jump into the Roundup. So the Roundup is a segment that we do at the beginning of the show. It is basically all of the links and news stories that we maybe didn't have time enough to dig into on our own, but we thought you might be interested in taking a look at, or we just wanted to link you.
Boozy made those pictures.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome.
All right. I'll find it on his media thread in a little bit, and I'll pull it up.
No, I mean, like those pictures that you said that this is terrifying.
Oh, Boozy made them?
Yes.
Thanks, Boozy. Good job. So this tweet, I have to shout this out. We've had Phoenix Tor on the show before. He tweeted this picture: cocaine, marijuana, beer, and a woo. It's just people's eyes like on cocaine. They're all dilated and like it. I don't know. I thought that was funny. We also got another tweet. This was from Spots, a little late. I meant to put this on the show before Anthrocon, but that show kind of never happened, or it was a little mini show. But they were doing little bandanas for Canada Day, because, of course, during Anthrocon, Canada turned 150 years old. So shout out to all the Canadian furs that were at AC, especially. I just had to show this off. This new one-eyed Dode suit is really cool, and this was going all across my Twitter, and I thought it was a really neat
I saw
suit.
him more times than ever
Really?
at AC. Like, I think I saw that suit so many times. Like, every time I turned around, that suit was there next to me.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome suit. So I just wanted to shout it out. They will link the YouTube video for it if anybody's interested in taking a look at it. One-eyed Dode does a great job. And next, this. Bunch of people kept linking us this. I don't want to play most of it because it's probably going to give us a
Can
copyright
we
strike.
just
if I
play
do.
it on the show and then just edit it out?
No, not easily. Anyway, so it's a music video.
Where the love goes.
Where there's like all of a sudden randomly a fursuiter in it.
Well, there's fetishes. Every single thing is a fetish.
Yeah.
There's a balloon fetish, there's a food fetish, there's a foot fetish,
Yeah, it's all different fetishes and stuff, I guess.
but furry made it.
Where the love goes.
But of course, in all of the comments on YouTube, that's some weird furry stuff. Of course, everybody's talking about the furry,
Not the balloons, not the foot, not
not anything else. So there you go. You guys can check that out. That's Where the Love Goes. If you guys want to look up that music video. Of course, speaking of Boozy, he raised a bunch of money for charity, asking whether or not he should, I guess, argue
Ban a woo.
for the legalization of a woo or fining it. And turns out he'll be arguing for the legalization of a woo. So there you go. Thanks, Boozy.
Finally the hero we deserve.
I just wanted to shout this out. This was a video of Furdo by Hollid, who I believe watches FurCast. And I had a bunch of videos of the fursuiters and stuff.
I like this song, by the way.
It is a good track. All the fursuiters in Australia. And we got a bunch more videos to shout out as well. But first,
I'd
we'll
love to go
jump
to
in.
Australia, but I feel like I'd never come back alive.
I feel like I'd never come back because I'd probably just be super happy there. The weather and everything. Good old southern hemisphere. Although, well, it's kind of wintry there right now. But Cracked had an article. 5 things I learned attending a furry convention. I won't go through the whole thing, but it's kind of funny and kind of interesting. It also is, one of the things where it clears up some misconceptions.
There's Nuka.
Yeah, there's Nuka. Picture Nuka.
Shout out to Nuka, because I took his survey this year.
Yeah.
Again.
Your old Nuka. We need to go out to eat with him at some point. This was interesting. A Canadian baby could be the first with no gender mark on the health card. Thought that was kind of interesting. There's a ton of news articles talking about it and stuff. If you guys are interested in that, maybe relevant to you. I think that was kind of cool that they're actually gotten to that point that like there may just straight up be no gender listed on a birth certificate. That's pretty neat. This video, tons of you guys linked me this, including Pharaoh. I think you linked me to it, maybe? Can't remember. But there's this video.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Yes, welcome back to the weird side of
Shane
the internet.
Dodson.
And today, we're going to be talking about furries. Now, if you don't know what a furry is, basically it's a person who wears an animal suit and they take on a fursona.
And this video, which is a 13-minute long video, he actually goes through and just gets completely shocked by like some of the things furries do, but then also talks to a furry and clears up some misconceptions. It was kind of a funny video, and tons of people have been linking it around and really liking it and promoting it.
I believe Ty Husky actually drew him as a furry.
Oh, really?
Yep. And like it blew up. It like exploded.
diaper. So does he like shit outside like a wolf? And are his neighbors just like, oh, that's Kiro? But also are his neighbors like, don't shit on my lawn! I already love him.
Second thing, I just hit 8,000 subscribers! Thank you guys so much!
He deserves a lot more than that. Guys, please go to Kiro's channel and subscribe. Can we?
So if you guys want to take a look at that, we'll have that linked in the show notes.
You stopped on.
The phase I stopped on. Pretty nice. So this was some tweet that a few people linked to me. I guess Rick Fox said officially.
All right, Rick Fox here at Foxconn with my man Sonic Fox. Shout out to all the furries out there.
Yeah, look at him with his furry box. It's lit. I've compared him.
So apparently Rick Fox is a furry.
Who's Rick Fox?
I don't know. I'll click his Twitter here. I guess he's an actor and an NBA analyst. So there you go. If anybody's interested in that, we'll have that linked. This was interesting. I guess never...
You're on the mute. Oh, there it is.
There we go. So some more media went to AC and decided to do a video on it and post it to Twitter.
I am at Anthrocon 2017 with my furry friends, and we are getting their thoughts and reactions to the furry convention. So I'm thankful to be here, and hopefully, once again, they welcome me as one of their own. Is this the line for Chipotle?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, that was a huge line for the getting the badges and
Police
stuff.
officer, if you're a furry, is it okay to impersonate now? You guys okay with this? All right, just wondering. Look at this. Look at us.
Good to see how the photo turned.
Do I look more like my mom or my dad? Excuse me. Are you busy later?
Probably not.
Okay, you don't have anything going on?
I'm probably gonna eat food. That's what you do in Pittsburgh.
Do you want to use me for a free meal?
That'd be awesome, yeah.
All right.
So if you guys want to take a look at that, we'll have that linked as well. Of course, Revit posted a video of the convention. Lovely Revit.
Remember when we knew, staying up all night, thinking where'd we go to feel alright. I guess we used to know what it'd be like.
Tau Fox.
To never be
Yes.
alone.
I hung out with Tau Fox a bunch. He's a working fox, unlike you. You're a broken fox.
Thinking about it now, don't
So shout out to Revit. We'll have his video linked, and we also have Arctic Skywolf's video linked, which starts off with a very typical way for an Arctic Skywolf video to start off.
Can keep my hands on myself.
I gotta say, the 60 frames per second always shocks me when I first see it. Oh, there's Revit. So we'll have both those videos linked there. And, of course, I got Boozy's post linked there. And the last thing was something that you had said, Pharaoh.
Audio Freak sent in this to play. I'm not sure what the hell it is.
Liquid nitrogen cheese puffs. Okay. Random video about ice cream.
Yes.
Okay.
They're called Dragon Balls.
So I imagine we're talking about it just because they're called Dragon Balls.
I think so.
Okay.
We had, Fizz usually did liquid nitrogen ice cream, too.
Yeah.
There used to be a place in the Galleria Mall, too, that used to do it.
That does look
looks
really,
delicious.
that does look good.
I like it when it's burnt like that.
Good
So we should
stuff.
start a debate, because I like marshmallows that are burnt. I like burnt marshmallow s'mores.
Yeah.
Well, CJ would argue that he likes browned, lightly browned and toasted marshmallows, but I like when they, I have to set my marshmallow on fire if I'm going to eat s'mores.
I don't know. Yeah, I like to, twist it or near the fire and let it, slowly puff out slowly and, roast. Because then it's roasted all the way through. I feel like sometimes when you just burn it, then you just get that burn taste, but you don't necessarily, heat up the inside.
It's like a caramelized taste that I like when it's, burnt and crispy. So, honestly, if we're going to have the debate over how to make s'mores or how to eat a marshmallow, I like the on-fire marshmallow.
Good to know. If I'm ever making you s'mores, I'll remember that.
CJ's against the on-fire marshmallow.
He's against it?
Yes, completely.
Okay.
Is that a new interface?
What? No, it's not a new interface.
Oh.
It's just the first time you've ever looked at it when I've had 4 decks enabled.
Yes.
Yep. I do that whenever I'm about to queue stuff, usually. Anyway, well, thank you guys for tuning in to FurCast live on XBN. Do you want to do a quick music break, and then we'll come back and do some news?
Sure, but I want to just shout out, I believe it was Razor and Tyler, who gave me 2 chicken in a baskets. One was supposed to be for CJ, but I ate that too.
Yeah.
I ate both of them. And then Koala's March matcha latte.
Seems
We
good.
have to try it on the show. We should try it now.
We can break that out in a minute. And then also just to mention, a bunch of you guys, I had a few people just come up to me at Anthrocon and just hand me Tim Tams. Because that's just where my life is at now, I guess. But thank you guys, that was really lovely. Unfortunately, I came back with no Tim Tams because even though I went to Anthrocon with 3 packages and then 2 separate people handed me 2 more packages, and then we got drunk with the AV rental company and 8 Tim Tams. Yeah, by the way, I don't think I ever talked about that. We basically converted
shotguns.
Yeah, so we went to a room party with the AV staff as well as like some of the people from the rental company. So keep in mind, these are not furries. These are just like the people from the company that like Anthrocon rents gear from. They came to our room party and they were like snuggling fursuiters, and we got drunk with them, and they ate a bunch of Tim Tams. So for those of you who did give me the Tim Tams, they went to a good cause. But I just got to pick up some more for myself. But you know,
but yeah, pretty much went out to the taco place with Tyler and Razor, because literally like anytime fans like come up to me and like they donated the glasses, they donated a ton of stuff to us like over the years. So I mean, I love hanging out with them. But they're like, oh, you want to like, you know, hang out or do anything at the con? And I was like, I'm hungry. Let's go eat. And like, we literally made like spontaneous plans. I was like, no, are you hungry? You're hungry? Okay, good. Then we're going out to eat. We're going to the taco place.
Yeah, I did that. I had to do that kind of stuff too. It was just a lot of the restaurants though were like completely full. I remember the one time I walked up to, I think it was Sharp Edge, and I was like, yeah, how long do you wait for 3 people? And they were like, oh, it's going to be an hour and a half.
Well, I hung out with Micah as well. He's from PA. He wants to come up here and, you know, him and his boyfriend.
Sweet. Yeah. Definitely.
But he's amazing. So I want to give a shout out to him as well. Because that's pretty much me, Micah, Revit, Tyler, and Razor were like the ones that I hung out with the most at AC this year. Because it was literally spontaneously running around and just doing random shit. Yeah. But always shout out to Revit.
Revit. Good old Revit. I want to have like Revit on someday. He's so cool. Revit is such a cool person, but I feel like he gets surrounded by so much like trash from you and Sozin. And
I told him that
CJ.
we're gonna have another Pharaoh Con.
I don't think Revit deserves to be surrounded by some of you guys.
Well, he said he could stand being
he
could stand being with either CJ or he could stand being with Sozin, but he can't stand being with both of them at the same time.
I can understand that, because like every time I talk with Revit, it's like, oh yeah, this camera has such and such sensor, which like does a really good job at depth mapping, or it'll be like, oh, like I remember the one time I was talking with Revit, and it was literally like, oh yeah, I wrote my own motor controller drivers for this camera rig that I built, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting, and then 2 seconds later, Sozin comes up and is like, what's up, Revit? And it's just like, I'm like, this Puma doesn't deserve this.
Sabretooth.
The Sabretooth doesn't deserve this. Poor Revit. I feel bad for you, Revit.
I don't feel bad for Revit.
I feel bad for Revit.
I'm grateful for Revit.
He's a brilliant.
I'm grateful for Revit.
Oh, I don't like the way these smell. Oh, no, that's not, that's not for me. No, that's not for me.
You gotta try one, though.
Mm-mm.
You have to try one. You can't not try one.
You have to break. I don't know if I'm gonna.
It's got green tea center. You gotta open.
Green tea center?
You gotta bite into one. You can't just not bite into one. You have to.
Okay, shut the hell up.
Experience life.
No, it's not for me.
Not bad. It's. I can taste the green tea.
Yeah, I mean it's good. It's just I'm not. Well, first of all, I'm not a green tea person, so might have something to do with it.
Oh, and I got hijacked by one of Kart's minions to put the League of Legs badge.
Oh yeah, that's right. You do have a League of Legs badge now. It's blue, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so now you can't deny it.
I can still deny it. I got hijacked. It's like a terrorist attack.
Okay.
Of legs. A terrorist leg attack. I feel like I was gorilla glued with legs on me.
You ready to go out for break?
Wait, one more. Okay.
Ready for break now?
Yeah.
You guys are listening to FurCast. We'll be back after a quick 10 to 15 minute music break.
You're listening to FurCast.
Support for FurCast comes from Patreon users, including Blaze Fusky, Shaman the Photon Wizard, Fayun, Oliver Fox, Link Shell, Skipper the Otter, Energize the Wolf, Sweetie Darling, Cat Nuck, Wishstone Dragon, Jake the Husky, Fireline Coyote, Kodiaks, Riley the Wusky, Raven Snowfall, Red Maple, Doxy, Meru Snowmew, D Otter, Wup, Adrian the Husky, Archon the Four-Eyed Dragon, Leon Wolfheart, Rourke the Awoo, Letho the Pink Wolverine, Decibel Fox, Vertical Feline, Fuzzy the Fox, Crazy Wolf, A Certain Horse, and Gaia Wellen. Oh, hey Jesse, good morning.
Good morning. Hey man, how's it going?
I'm pretty good, just enjoying a nice cup of tea in the morning sunshine. Yeah, how'd you sleep last night?
I slept pretty good, man. How'd you sleep?
I've had better nights. I had a pretty crazy dream.
Really? Tell me about it.
Oh yeah, it was nuts. Like, I guess, so in this dream, we hadn't done the show for like months.
Really?
Yeah, and well, okay, so I was doing the show, but I was all confused about why you guys weren't there, like, supporting me doing the shout-outs. So I guess I called you guys, and you guys were like blown away that I even called you. And I guess like nobody had been around for months.
Huh.
Yeah, it was weird. And it turns out like a woo is criminalized.
What? No, never criminalize a woo.
I don't know what my brain comes up with sometimes, dreams are weird, yeah.
Yes, they are. Very much so.
Oh no, it was nuts. So, like, and like all kinds of weird stuff is going on in the world. Like
more stuff.
In this dream, Britain and the UK had voted to leave the European Union.
Oh.
How do I even come up with that while I'm sleeping? I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's just man, what a crazy concept. Oh, and then Trump.
Yeah, that guy.
He was president.
Caleb,
you're right. That's just crazy,
man.
How does my brain even?
We gotta talk.
God, dreams are so weird,
They are. They indeed are. But Paradox. Actually, me and Kaze have been wanting to talk to you.
Yeah.
This Tim Tam stuff, is no good for you. We've been wanting to stage an intervention or something because.
I was kind of thinking about cutting back on the Tim Tams.
Maybe cut back on the Timmy Tammies.
You are right about that. I don't know, maybe that's not so good for me,
The first step is admitting you have a problem, and you do. We know this.
Yeah. Oh, hey, by the way, there's a sale on Tim Tams at the store today. You want to go get some?
Fuck yeah.
All right, yeah, let's go.
Awoo!
Additional support comes from Twitter users Alpha Werefox, Commander Wolf 3, Magic 7 Wolf, Myron the Fluffy, Fishykin, XSS Fox, Drop Table Foxes, Z-Lig on Twitter at Stealthy Dragon, 12 on Twitter at The Lion Thing, Nia on Twitter at Secretkins, Shua on Twitter at Pulsing Panther, Coda Winter on Twitter at Dakota Wolf 12, and from YouTube channels, Anthony Wolf Gaming, Ottercat Gaming, and Weasel Level Design by Hayu, the Fluffy Scarf.
Additional support for FurCast comes from Emerald FurCon, a one-day mini convention in Pensacola, Florida. Go to emeraldfurcon.com to register for free. Devin V. Parlett in the Furry Hockey League at furryhockeyleague.com. Macrowolf at macrowolf.com. Shisha Sheppy, who's a good boy. Harry Who Inkpen Mouse at harrywho.com. Fishmeister Cod, still not a furry since February 2011. Kyoto Coyote on FA. Zoopy Zoo, supporting Tim Tam Anonymous meetings. Neshoba Silverwolf, FA user Silverwolf, 1122. Umi the Sheeb, FA user 450 Angel Dragons. That's way too many Angel Dragons. Little Sunshine and Scootaloo with the unofficial XBN Xbox app at patreon.com/horseapps. Shadowclaw Studios, check out our Facebook page for links to our gaming streams. FurCast's #1 wimpy fan, Tyler the Wesky. Christail on FA, specializing in toonie art. X the Fox, the real blue fox. Kumo, wishing everyone a :3 day. To Bunny Boy, who says at Paradox, bunnies are friends, not food. Super Dwarf at anthrolinks.net. Skycorp, creating transformative technologies for mature audiences at skycorp.global. Silver Gatoman at patreon.com/silvergatoman. Meds the Fox and Mississippi Anthropomorphics. Like our Facebook page at facebook.com/msanthro. Tequin TC Fox and Kaiwana of the In Fursec Den. Sylvan Scott on Fur Affinity with macro, micro, and hyper fiction stories. The Feline Support Alliance,
because canines are obsolete. Arr. Wild Gadget at lucifursuits.com, helping you look devilishly cool. Jacket Airlines, we still and always will land on our feet. And Cheetah Paws, for a daily dose of bulgy arts. Support him at patreon.com/cheetahpaws.
Support for FurCast comes from Patreon, PayPal, Bitcoin, and from listeners like you. To become a patron and learn more about supporting FurCast, visit furcast.fm/donate.
This is XPN.
is the Zana Broadcasting Network.
Remember when we knew, staying up all night, thinking where we go to feel alright. I guess we used to know what it'd be like to never be alone. Thinking about it now, don't know where I've been. Driving all the time, down every dead end, lighting up the dark on every road. When we see the stars shooting through the night, we're burning, don't know where we're going, so we just keep counting all the paper. Through the night, we're burning, don't know where we're going, so we just keep counting all the paper. Paper stars. Shooting through the night, we're burning, don't know where we're going, so we just keep counting all the paper. Through the night, we're burning, don't know where we're going, so we just keep counting all the paper. Thinking about it now, don't know where I've been. Driving all the time, down every dead end, lighting up the dark on every road. When we see the stars, then we know. Shooting through the night, we're burning, don't know where we're going, so we just keep counting all the paper. Through the night, we're burning, don't know where we're going, so we just keep counting all the paper. Paper stars.
Welcome back to FurCast. And shout out to Revit for that video that we played. Even Swift on Security, who must be watching the show, says Revit is cool. So there you go. I believe Swift on Security and Revit are actually following each other too already. But anyway, shout out to Revit for that awesome video there. He always does good stuff. And I'm trying to think if let's see, we wanted to just jump right into news. Oh, actually, there's one thing I just want to mention really quick. If we could just jump back to Revit's music video right here. Okay. So right around when the dance starts, right? So it's exciting. And the dance is starting up here. And he goes behind one of our lighting guys. I believe it was Wilm who was at the desk, right? So it's building up. My camera is right there on the table. Like, okay.
I think that was Saturday night.
Yeah, this was Saturday night's dance, so... Oh, shit. I might go back like 1 or 2 frames. But yeah, so this monitor right here is the computer that plays all of the graphics in the studio. This one's the streaming computer. And right here, this big wooden case is the video switcher rack. And right there was my DSLR, because I was sitting right there. And yeah, that's where I was going from. So whenever I watch this video, I'm going to have to fucking remember that now. Thanks, Revit. Thanks for that. But yeah, so in the meantime, we're back, and you have news, I assume?
I do, but I before I went into news, I remembered 2 different stories from AC.
Uh-oh.
Oh, good times. One was, so I was in fursuit. And that was, I think, the one night where Revit...
How all bad stories involving you start. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yep, well, in this case. And I think I was in the dance. Maybe it was Friday night. I can't remember which night it was. Might have been Friday night. Freeze Frame asked me to go on stage when there was all those dancers on stage. So he like let me through. And it reminded me of Fizz's story, where there was the old guy that was like hoarding fursuiters onto stage.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Fizz was saying that?
Yeah, I
and
remember
like
that.
Fizz confronted him like, "Excuse me, what are you doing?" And the guy like dropped what he was doing and just like hobbled away. And Fizz would have pulled his badge, but like he was just so struck in with like, did that really just fucking happen? You're not supposed to be letting people backstage, so that's the little information for everyone.
Yeah.
But I ended up becoming a bouncer in suit for the stage.
Really?
Yep. So I was like dancing on stage, and then I had to like protect the stairwell and be like, sorry, you can't come on stage. You know, we're trying to keep people off of it. And like I felt like a dick, but like at the same time, like there's blue fursuiters coming up, and I forgot the one that always like looked adorable. It was in Revit's video, and they're like, oh, and they were like, oh, and I was like, don't take those words with me. I was like, this is not my choosing. I didn't choose to become a bouncer. I got like enacted to be a bouncer for the stage because Fizz was bouncing the other side, and I was like left alone. He's like, watch this side, and I'm like, I'm in suit. What do I do? He's like, just keep people from coming on stage. So Freeze was there for a little bit, and then Freeze left to try to get like security, but I had to sit there and bounce for the stage. Now, second part of the story, which I felt really bad for. So I'm sitting there dancing, still bouncing the stage, and there was some blue cat fursuiter, and they went to go to where the stairs were, and then like moved away from the stairs, and literally like tried to hop off the stage instead of taking the stairs.
Right.
And literally in full fursuit just went boom and face planted. And I was like, oh shit. And like I'm on stage and I'm like, Fizz, I'm in suit, I can't help this person. And like I like go over to the edge of the stage, I was like, do you need help? And they got up and then just ran. So I was like so fucking confused.
Yeah.
Like, one, I'm stuck bouncing in fursuit, which I'm confused at how this happened. 2, this fursuiter like just face plants off the stage, which was partially why they were not having so many people on stage to prevent things like this.
Safety, yeah.
Safety, and there was no safety. I'm not a good safety instructor while in suit.
So, my parents, who were at the con, I brought my mother up on stage. And it was so fucking funny because this was Saturday night, right? And I'm going like, we were dancing right at the front, and I was like, oh, I gotta bring them up on stage because I just had to show them, right? You know, it's kind of okay because like I was staff, so it's not like that bad. So I pull back the curtain, and my mother's coming up behind me. And I, you know, because again, this is like, I'm trying to show them their first AC experience, right?
Yes.
So I said, all right. I said, well, step one, and they could hear me by this point because we're off to the side of the speakers. I was like, well, step one, and I pull back the curtain, and there's just this sign that says, don't get up on stage. Or like, do not like get on stage or whatever. Meanwhile, there's like 50 people on stage. So I pulled back the curtain, I said, all right, step one is to ignore this sign. And my mother just starts laughing. And then I'm like, ignore this sign, and then we get up on stage, and we went up there. But anyway, they ended up having a blast, so it's good. But yes, that is actually like a huge thing going on right now, and the like Anthrocon staff chat right now is trying to figure out like how to deal with that. Some proposals are to have like a second set of risers in front of the stage that people can dance on, so that they're not dancing on the actual stage. Because the problem with the actual stage is not only are there like tons of wires and things that you can disconnect, but it's also like when there's that many people on, especially, it's kind of a safety concern. And also the DJs most of the time get upset the fact that they're being completely blocked by fursuiters. Like, there'll be a DJ who'll grab the mic and be like, oh, I'm DJ whatever, and you can't even see them from the crowd.
Strangely enough, other cons let you dance behind the DJ. Like, I'm trying to think of other cons, like even at FE. Like, the stage is like...
Which is interesting because I feel like there were a lot of arguments between me and other staff about the fact that people should only dance in front of the table. And now I'm starting to think, well, wait a minute. Why wouldn't you want them behind? Because not only is there more space behind, and there's railings, but then you're not blocking the DJ. And a lot of the cords come out the front, like the connection to the snake and everything comes out the front. And all of the subwoofers, which also got like partially broken the one year. There's a huge hole on the top of one of the subwoofers for Anthrocon. Because some person was dancing on top of the subwoofer.
Oh, well,
yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's covered with gaff tape now. It's always been like that, though. It's one of those things where it's been like that for years now, so it's just like, you know, part of it. It's funny, we don't even own the subwoofer. I'm pretty sure the AV company owns the subwoofer, but we get it back every year because we buy we rent every subwoofer that the AV company owns.
So someone was in chat was like, well, Boozy had unconventional or
unconsensual fireworks.
Consensual fireworks. I had unconsensual bouncing.
There you go.
I didn't like being a bouncer. I mean, I partially liked being a bouncer, but partially not liked being a bouncer.
Mm-hmm.
Partially because I was in fursuit, and it's hard to bounce while in fursuit. But you still look adorable, and people don't get mad at you, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
But it's hard to be taken seriously, too, because it's like, you're a fursuiter on stage. Why are you bouncing? Because I am.
Yeah.
I am the blue law. Fizz shouldn't put me in charge of things.
Yeah, he really shouldn't. Fizz, if you're listening, which I don't think he is. Also, did I tell you about our Tiny Fan adventures? I don't have Tiny Fan with me right now, but basically, okay, so Fizz put out a tweet, and it just says, have to say I'm not a huge fan, and it's a picture of a tiny fucking like 2mm big computer fan in the palm of his hand, and it went nuts. If anybody wants to see a picture of this, go to @TinyFanClub on Twitter. We have started this new Twitter, and we have a bunch of Tiny Fans that we bought off fucking DigiKey, and we are going to go around, and Tiny Fan is going to go on Tiny Fan adventures. We have a Tiny Fan in Germany, we have a Tiny Fan in Budapest, we have a Tiny Fan in North America, and it is going to various furry conventions and like staff events and everything, and I have a Tiny Fan as well. So at some point soon, there will be a Tiny Fan in the FurCast studio. But yes, if you are interested, twitter.com/TinyFanClub. Follow it.
Tiny Fan Club.
Yeah, get it?
Stop.
Get it?
I get it!
Fan, but it's also a fan
But
club.
I'm asking you to stop.
But it's also a small fan club, get it? Yeah, yeah.
So many people were upset that I didn't bring Paul the leg, though, either. He's like on vacation with my family.
Yeah.
My leg is on vacation. Well, it actually wasn't my leg to begin with. It was my parents' leg.
Yeah. Oh, Paul. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What did you say is up with Paul?
He was on vacation to Florida.
Oh, so you have Paul back now?
Well, he's at my parents' house.
Okay. So you're never getting him back, is what you're saying.
Like, I got Paul famous, and then my parents took him back.
It's really upsetting.
I have to bring Paul to...
Paul needed a break, maybe.
The Philadelphia con, because I think Boozy needs to be seeing Paul.
Oh, dude, Boozy and Paul? Oh, my God. Yeah.
I'll give it to Alkali, and they can drink out of it on stage.
If anybody wants to follow Paul, it's at Paul the Leg. You can follow Paul. He's a leg. Don't judge him.
He hasn't even made it to the new house yet.
I know. Wait, Paul hasn't been to the new house? Holy shit, really?
Yeah. Can we make a boat from him and float him down the creek? Kind of like a GoPro camera?
Paul on a boat.
Paul on a boat?
Anyway.
Boating Paul?
Yeah. Do you have news?
I do have news.
Freaking news article. I'm ready whenever you are.
I'm ready. I got a video for this too. I think I posted it in here. Yeah, I did. It's in technology.
Did you now?
Yep.
Under technology, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Right there. All right, got it. I'll play it. You want to start with it?
Yep. Wheels is launching an unmanned, remote-controlled, self-driving convenience store in Shanghai.
The store.
The store is self-driving.
Where is this? Shanghai?
Shanghai.
Well, we're taking a trip to Shanghai then.
Wheels, a startup that got it starts selling an all-in-one cafe on a bike. I want to pull that up right now. Is pushing forward with another local crazy commerce idea. The company is opening up an unmanned retail store in Shanghai that will allow customers to buy chocolate, cigarettes, and potato chips at any time, day or night. This sounds like a high idea.
Wait,
go back to that, because what was the call of the store on an app?
I'll play the video in a second, but I love your idea that this is like a high idea. Where it's like, yo, man, what if the store came to you?
When's if we didn't drive to the store, but the store drove to us? Someone was really high. Like, this is something I'd expect out of, like, Colorado.
Yeah, pretty much. I got it on the video feed now.
You were just showing that thing, and it just the fact that someone just calls the store on an app. Order store.
Oh my...
Let me just order the store.
It is literally an entire fucking store that just moves down the road. What the fuck?
I had to stop for a second just to take this in.
It basically is like...
It drives down the road!
Holy shit. This has gone too far. I don't like
drone delivery, automatic restocking, solar-powered, self-driving store.
And an AI shopping assistant. So there you go. What the hell? Until then, you can visit the non-mobile version in Shanghai. Oh, man.
The company is opening an unmanned retail store in Shanghai that will allow customers to buy chocolate, cigarettes, potato chips at any time, day or night. We've been thinking about how to make shopping more innovative, effective, and cheaper for people to start a cafe or retail in general. Wheelie's co-founder, CEO Maria de la Crux told me. With that in mind, the company's new product builds upon the work Wheelie's has done for its coffee bikes in enabling mobile purchases while also leveraging inventory management.
Taiwan says free taxi service. Order the store to you, then stay inside while your friend orders the store. What the fuck?
So for its mobile cafe orders. That'd be a great idea though, like for like a cafe in a mobile store. So like you like sit down to have coffee or tea, and like,
I don't
the
know.
store...
When I go to a cafe, I usually like to leave the cafe and be in the same place that was when I went in. I don't want to like get a cup of coffee, walk out of the store, and be like, "Oh, I'm on the other side of the city now. Thanks."
Well, maybe some people want to be on the other side of the city. It's like a dinner and a show.
Like, now I gotta take a subway to get back to my car.
I want a moving restaurant.
Does the parking lot move with it?
I don't think that'll work. All the cars are just towed behind.
Yeah. See, and that's why we need self-driving cars, because then they can sync up with the store and they can drive with it. And it'll just be a huge posse of things. So, like, you can get in the store and, like, you'll ride in the store to your destination and your car will, like, automatically ride behind.
Since Wheelies keeps a tab on all items sold through its mobile app, it knows when to resupply owners of the bike cafes. Same technology will use to track the sales of unmanned retail locations. Dubbed Wheels 247. The new store is connected to a mobile app that customers will use to scan purchase items. To deter theft, the store will require the mobile app to enter. It is outfitted with a video camera to watch its patrons inside. As a result, the store won't require anyone to be at a man or register to check customers out, although it will sometimes need to restock items.
So they're sort of going for the Amazon route there.
Of course, Wheels isn't the only company looking to reduce the friction of local retail. Most famously, Amazon is testing the cashier-free retail location in Seattle called Amazon Go.
Yep.
But Wheels is the first startup to get in on the action, and the company in Shanghai's location isn't the first unmanned store it launched. Earlier last year, it debuted a cashier-free shop in a small town in Sweden. With offices in Sweden and Shanghai, Wheels is able to test in different retail environments, whether it be a rural area or if the nearest store is 20-minute drive away, or a location in a densely populated city. That is cool, though. Like, if you're in a rural area and it takes 20 minutes to go to a store, you literally could just order the store to drive to your rural location.
I fail to see how this is efficient. Because, like, I feel like this store is going to use more fuel or more energy than your car is. So just, like, some store that just drives everywhere. Like, I don't know. Because then you're moving, rather than all the goods going to one location and then people going to that location for the goods, you're moving all of the goods everywhere they need to go. I mean, like, maybe
it's a good high idea.
It's a good high idea.
If you're high or drunk and you can't drive anywhere.
I fail to see from, like, an engineering standpoint how this is better. Like, I mean, maybe for, like, a coffee shop, but definitely not a grocery store or anything, more useful.
Regardless, the company sees a future where unmanned stores aren't the exception, but the norm. I believe in 5 to 10 years, all stores will look like this. I've lost the store. Where is it? Someone steals it.
And that brings a whole new meaning to somebody coming up to you and saying, "Hey, where's the grocery store?
Where's the nearest grocery store?" I have no fucking idea.
You can track it with the app. What do you mean track it? Like, oh, is there one down the road? No, it moves.
It doesn't stop.
Imagine having to explain
You're like
that
running.
Yeah.
I can't catch up to it. I'm so hungry.
There's like a slower one for elderly people. Like, can you just imagine having to explain that to somebody though? Just be like, "Oh yeah, you can just pull out the app. It'll show up on the map," and you'd be like, "Oh, well, yeah, I see it, but like, is that around the corner?" And you'd be like, "Oh no, it moves."
Used to be around the corner.
Oh, it's around the corner earlier today, but I don't know where it is now.
I think this is just purposely for drunk or high people.
I like the idea of different stores that go at different speeds. Now, here's an idea, right? Okay, a store that moves really fast, but because it moves faster, so they can get more customers, the items are cheaper. So if you can run fast enough to catch up with the faster store, you get a better deal. But the slower store, everything's more expensive because it's less efficient because it takes
like the
longer.
faster store would sell health food items. It'd be like for sprinters only.
Yeah, for like running, like,
I need my energy bar. Almost there.
Yeah.
It's the biggest workout for a Pepsi I've ever had. Oh, this vitamin water tastes so good after you've ran 6 miles to catch up to the store.
Yep.
Huh. In the same way it allowed pretty much anyone to become a cafe owner, Wheels thinks that it can usher in a new era of retail shops, allowing the big brick and mortar retailers to get all the benefits from the unmanned shops. Wheels wants to license to other entrepreneurs able to take advantage of its technology. And all this could mean more stores where users can grab and go food and other goods coming to your town near you. Okay.
Well then, So, speaking of transportation, this next story is interesting. Coins thrown into plane engine by elderly passenger for luck.
I mean, that's good. That's
How'd
good luck.
that work out for you?
I mean, I could see.
Guess where this is?
Don't tell me it's Buffalo.
No, it's not Buffalo.
Oh, thank God. Chicago?
Mm-mm. Where was the last story?
Shanghai?
It's in Shanghai. See, she was used to chasing after the store, having to throw, yeah. The 80-year-old woman threw her change at the China Southern Airlines flight as she crossed the tarmac to board. She told police she'd launched the coins as she, quote, prayed for safety. Oh, how's that working out for you on Tuesday? Of the 9 coins launched, only 1 hit its intended target, but this was enough to force the evacuation of 150 passengers for several hours. Police were called to Shanghai Pudong International Airport after a passenger noticed the woman's bizarre behavior, apparently aimed at ensuring a safe flight, and alerted the authorities. The woman, who was traveling with her husband, daughter, and son-in-law, was then taken away for questioning by officers, local media reports. She will not face charges. And then there's a picture of them cleaning out the... In order to make sure the flight is safe, China Southern Maintenance has conducted a full examination of the plane's engine. China Southern Airlines said in a statement on the microblogging site.
Well, obviously, she just wanted them to check the engines before takeoff, so obviously this is the best and safest flight that you could possibly have.
Yeah.
Because they took apart the fucking engines before they took off.
I'm upset that I've flown on multiple flights that have not had coins thrown in them.
I mean, obviously, if you feel unsafe, that engine looks a little, spotty, just throw some coins in it. I mean, then that'll force them to take a look at the engine, and then you have a safe flight for the rest of the way. I like her logic. Because saying that engine doesn't look safe won't get that to look at. They'll be like, oh, yeah, whatever. But if you throw coins in it and say that engine's not safe, like, shit, there's coins in our engine.
We have to take apart the whole thing now.
And if you notice something was stuck in there, then it would be fixed. I mean,
Yeah.
she's got a good contingency plan. I mean, I wouldn't do that for every flight, but anytime we just see something fishy, that makes sense. Yeah.
After an investigation, the involved passenger, surnamed Q, said she threw the coins to pray for safety. According to Q's neighbor, Q believes in Buddhism, the police said. The flight was eventually given the all-clear. The all-clear and took off at 7:52 local time, or 9:52 UTC, more than 5 hours late. News of the incident caused a fair amount of turbulence in the social media site Weibo, with one user commenting, "Grandma, this is not a wish fountain with turtles." China Southern Airlines later urged passengers to comply with civil aviation laws and regulations in order and avoid behavior that could prove detrimental for safety of the passengers traveling on its flights. Okay. Well done.
This one's for Bruzy. In Japan, pillows can be sex partners.
Says who?
And it's very difficult to know whether to be categorized as bedding or sex toys.
So what's the point that this article's trying to make, though?
I don't know yet.
I might have to read it, but like...
I mean, Japan has a market... Why does the pillow there not look... Is it trying to, shape it? Well, the pillow in the picture looks like a naked body, and then the pillow that the guy's holding is just a normal pillow, which I'm not sure if, people are just having sex with normal pillows, and, I mean, there's the Takamura or whatever pillows. I can't remember their name.
Yeah.
Boozy has one of himself now, and now I'll have more things to scar him with. So, I mean, this is a good article.
Well, let's be clear. Boozy doesn't have it. Somebody else has it.
It's to help them sleep at night.
Oh, they know they'll be safe from the law.
Oh, can we get a boozy pillow?
I kind of want a boozy pillow. If somebody tries to like sue you, you just throw the pillow at them. Say that to my lawyer pillow. You just throw your lawyer pillow at them.
The lawyer pillow.
Yeah, lawyer pillow. I just imagine like you have like a bunch of them. There's like a few different pillows, and like one of them is what's his name? The furry artist that everybody like is always on pillows. I always forget his name.
Not Zosh, but
no, not Zausch. Well, Zausch I think has one, but Rusker, red Rusker.
Oh.
So there's just like a red Rusker, like a gaping asshole pillow, and then and then you just have like a lawyer. You know,
you went there.
I did.
Was not ready for that. But anywhere in Japan, pillows can be sex partners. The Japanese market of sex toys for men is an impressive array of human substitutes, most of which either appear to be sleepy or sleeping. Fully 30% to 50% of online catalogs feature such offerings, and new products are being released at a dizzying rate. Browsing the sites, it's notable how many Japanese sex toys play on the notion of unconsciousness. Eyes closed, cut off from the real world by sleep. These dolls even invite their human companions to follow them into the fantasy dream world. This strange invitation of the subject of my latest paper, published in the spring in the French Anthropology of Journal of Chain, love surrogates. The association of desire and sleep seem to be paradoxical. In trying to understand this market, I first looked into the physical shapes of these objects and the language that manufacturers and retailers use to describe them. The company Duku Nobo, a leader in the flesh pillow. Oh, God! Oh! Those are two words I never want to hear together. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
You look so uncomfortable.
Oh,
right
no. Now. No. I know. The flesh pillow.
Yeah, flesh pillow.
Oh, God, I just... Oh. Oh.
It's like a big globule of
Oh,
fat.
no. Like the mental images that come out, like sticky leather. It's like thinking in my head. Like,
yeah.
Like
imagine
when you go into
imagine like a bad dragon dildo, but it's just a blob.
No, not even that. Like I just, like on a hot summer day, like even right now when it's like muggy out, like the first thing you want to like when you fall into bed, you want like a cold pillow, and like I just picture like falling into like bed and it's just like a sweaty pillow, like you just stick to it and it's like,
it's got like a heater in it.
Oh God, no. Just thinking your face like
warm
against, like,
flesh pillow. Yeah.
Like in that stickiness that when you touch
better,
like
you gotta
skin, like
make
leather.
it musky. You gotta get like that
No,
musk
stop!
spray,
Don't make it worse.
and then spray musk on it.
No, why would you do that? Oh God, no! Now you like just balls sticking to a leg, like that's the pillow you have, like it's just a big gigantic scrotum that's just laying on your bed now.
That's the pillow you have. Oh, fuck.
The the scrotum pillow. The flesh pillow. Oh God, flesh pillow. Sector was founded in 2002 by Nobuyuki Kiyuchi. I can't get flesh pillow out of my head now, and it bothers me so much. I don't know, just. I think flesh pillow is the new moist. I'm not even bothered by moist, but flesh pillow. Like I just, it deep in like the back of my mind, it like just turns a gear that should not be turned, and like that's what bothers me the most about it. Is like these words should not be together, and like my mind's like those words should not be together. Don't do those. That's wrong. But it just keeps turning, and like I just think of just the worst scenarios. And
somebody in chat says scroto pillow.
The scroto
pillow. Scrodillo.
The scrodillo. That sounds like a scrotum dildo, so don't stop saying that too.
That exists.
Stop saying that. I don't want to know if it exists or not. I don't approve. I don't want it to. Stop telling me things that exist. Like I already know about the vajankle. That's enough for me. Now I have to think of flesh pillow. I think of it my mind just keeps turning, and it's bothering me right now because now I'm thinking of like a beanbag-sized scrotum.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. Those words together like turned a gear that should not have turned in the back of my head, and now it just keeps turning. And then I'm thinking like of a gigantic beanbag that is just like a leather scrotum. Now I can think of a body pillow, and now I'm thinking of body pillow that is covered in entire flesh, like an actual flesh body pillow.
What if it's got like some hair, like body hair on it?
Stop. No.
Hairy flesh pillow.
It will acquire hair because all that sticky flesh material is gonna like acquire like this freaking dildo here is like fuzzy right now. Just imagine that, like you're getting in bed and that's what the pillow's gonna look like. It's gonna be like a fuzzy lint ball of flesh pillow. Starting then and continue today, these sex toys, that is dolls or body parts used for masturbation, are replicas of young women, sometimes pared down to the most basic female contours. A bolstering cushion, for instance, or a vaguely human-like inflatable mattress. Oh, that's terrifying. What is that? That's something I would see out of Akira. Like the anime, like it's like, oh God. That's nightmare. That is nightmare material right there.
I'm sorry. I'm just letting you go. I'm just letting you, like, flesh this out, whatever it is.
Oh my God! Like, please pull that up because I want everyone to be tormented by that.
All right, where is it? Where is it? Is it in your section or?
Oh my God! That's not a human being. That's like, imagine if like all your parts were connected like sideways.
Just put it under technology. I'll just click it there. Yeah.
No. Stop, world.
So I got it up on the screen now.
No, not that one. Right there.
Yeah, that is pretty, I don't even know what's going on there.
I don't want to know what's going on there. Oh, God. It's like...
Oh, fireworks outside. Pharaoh's just twitching in his seat right now.
Without the jigsaw of their detachable limbs and other accoutrements, flesh from the box, human simulacra often resemble an inflatable or stuffed pillow. Flesh from a box. The realization feeds one subtle marketing strategy in these therapeutic products. I think they're therapeutic products? I'm gonna say therapeutic because it just instills terror to me. Are presented as aids for restorative sleep. I could not sleep if that thing was in the room with me at all. Like there's no way I would sleep in that bedroom. I would just like, it's like a doll like that. Various referred to as headrests, cushions, and pillows. Oh, okay. These pictures are bothering me. When sold more explicitly as sexual sensation cushions. Sexual sensation cushions.
That's okay. See, I'm okay with that because that's inappropriate.
That sounds like one of our show titles.
It does.
Sexual sensation cushions. The products are also referred to as sleeping companions or body dolls. In their most basic version, these sex dolls are shaped like cushions that can be concealed with a pillowcase. There are also three main kinds of sleeping companions. The most minimalist versions, such as the Momojiro Cushion, which roughly translates as tush cushion, are just rudimentarily anatomical representations of female hips with a vagina. That is a pillow with a vagina. That is a square pillow with a vagina. The Venus body has suggestive contours inspired by the curvaceous carved figures of the Paleolithic era. Bigger breasts can be added. See the photo below. Finally, these flesh-colored rectangles. I don't like these words together. Like flesh-colored rectangles, flesh pillows, like all of these words, like I don't like reading this. which is the Duku Nobu company calls cushion units furnished with an orifice. Cushioned units furnished with an orifice.
I like it. One picture, it's just a pillow with a vagina.
It is just a...
That's all it is.
It is a pillow.
It's a regular shaped pillow, except on the bottom of one side, it's just a vagina.
Let me just lay my head under. Rest. Ew. Ew. Oh, God. It just... Oh. I don't even know what that is. That
I was showing that earlier.
This is worse than the vajangle. Dukunobo also sells an accessory that can transform any ordinary pillow into a sex partner, the apron, which looks like a layer of skin with a pair of breasts and vulva that can be attached to any bolster cushion or folded quill to create an impression of a body. At this stage in their evolution, the dolls are so similar to ordinary pillows that it's difficult to know whether they should be categorized as bedding or sex toys. Great. Many Japanese manufacturers accentuate this ambiguity in their marketing. The vocabulary used seem to be a conscious attempt to associate sex toys with pillows, which has a positive connotations in Japan. They give their products evocative names like ku piro, sleepy pillow, a play on the word ku, meaning empty or air, or opai makura, breast pillow. I'm learning Japanese tonight. Other elusive appellations include the Dianu a Piru, inflatable DNA pillow. I know what DNA is in it. The Insatu Hagu Piru, hug and penetrate pillow. And the Nama Riro Piru, Lolita flesh pillow. Okay.
You really put yourself through this.
Boozy, I'm sorry. This is worse for me than I think it ever will be for you.
So there you go.
Recently put up for sale is the brand new Hot Powers. They're also human cushion hybrids called the Lovely Legs Hopper Pillow. Bayuku Hapa Piru, which has the upper body of a pillow and the lower legs of a human.
It's literally a pillow with legs. It's a pillow with legs.
This is a nightmare. Like Japanese. This is why Japanese horror always terrifies me.
Like imagine you just you're getting into a bed and it's put all together in a way where you can't tell, and then you go to grab one of the pillows snuggle and just some legs just flop out.
And then I just picture some Japanese horror where the legs just strangle people. That's what... And then the legs get up and run, and the pillow just runs into someone else's house. And this is a Japanese horror film right now. I'm just making it in my head. The legs just run, and the pillow is just on top of the legs, and the legs just keep running. And then they just go to different houses and kill people. So, the legs will, put themselves underneath the bed, and they look like, oh, I never bought this pillow. And then when you go to lay on it, the legs just swing around and just wrap their legs around your neck and just start choking you to death.
Specifically some really nice looking legs though. Wearing high-heeled shoes, shaven. Yep.
Yeah.
There's even more to that article, but I don't think Pharaoh can handle it.
Nope.
Here.
They encourage men into a playful and even dreamlike exercise in secular sexual faith.
Secular sexual faith. Wow.
Dream-like exercise.
That's pretty intense.
Dream-like exercise.
I had a shout out to give that it was supposed to be in the roundup, but it wasn't in the roundup. I forgot. So I just wanted to shout these guys out. They had asked to be shouted out very nicely. And that is furgather.net. If you guys go furgather.net right now, I guess it's a furry social network. I am not a part of it, but they did message me and were wondering if I could shout them out on the show. I guess they're just getting started. You can also follow them on Twitter at furgather. Might be worth checking out if you are interested. And that's that.
I got chills. Like, I literally, like, I'm thinking of, like, the most horrific... Like, pillows with legs should not exist. Now I can never look at pillows the same way. Because now I'm just terrified that legs are going to come out of a pillow and just start running away. Like, what if your pillows just ran away? Like, how would you feel?
I'm more scared by the regular pillow that just has a vagina. Like, what I don't like about it is you could flip it over and it would look like a normal pillow. And then you just flip it over and you're like, what's this? It's just, I don't know about that.
Secular sexual faith.
People always ask me what mic stands we use, and meanwhile, like, it's all squeaky.
I committed monogamy to a single pillow.
Wow.
And someone said, it's a cup holder in your pillow.
It's a pretty noisy cup holder. I don't know if that's really ideal. I don't know if a pillow should have a cup holder.
Why would a pillow need a cup holder?
Well, if it was one of those pillows that you, like, use as a desk, I had one of those for a while, where it's like a countertop with, like, a pillow underneath it, and you can, like, put a laptop on top of it or whatever. I used that for a while. It was nice, but...
Could you imagine, like, replacing the pillows in Kage's room with, like, vagina pillows?
Like, you lie in bed, and it's the cold pillow, and it's all nice. And then, like, it gets a little too warm, so you, like, flip the pillow, and, you know, normally you get, like, that cold side. And you put your head back down just to... What's going on here?
I would love to just replace someone's pillows with these. Because the terror that would occur afterwards.
I would never sleep in that room again. I would never sleep again. I would just sleep on the floor with nothing.
I'd rather have nothing.
I'd be so scared.
When my pillows sprout vaginas, I'd rather have nothing.
Ready to go on a quick break? Yeah? No? Yeah? No?
Sure. Sure.
You guys are listening to FurCast. We'll be back after a quick break.
Mexico. Mexico.
I love Zamudo stuff. If you guys would like, you can check out Zamudo's Bandcamp page. They do some awesome stuff, and it's all free, I believe. At least most of it is. And if it's not, it is worth every penny. That was I.O. off of their album Anchor. And we're back after that quick break. I guess we can probably move on to some emails. So let me just...
I have news. I have more news.
Yes, but we also have emails, and we don't normally do very many emails, and we need to get to emails. So
to do more news?
No, because it's called We Have Segments that we have to do, Pharaoh.
Well, yeah, we're not done with the news segment.
What? We already read like 4 articles.
Can I read one more?
No.
Just one more.
No, I'd rather read like 1 or 2 emails and then call it a night.
But a can't even talk. A blue bullfrog has been discovered in Iowa.
Neat. Where's all the good mail gone, and where are all the fans?
Where's the streetwise fursuits to fight the rising spam? Isn't there a white knight upon a centaur steed? Late at night I toss and I turn and I dream of what I read.
All right, and let me see. Fan email. I really need to reorganize these graphics because they're out of order. It's driving me nuts. All right. So, I have an email, and I'm going to load up the crappy camera that I have on me, unfortunately. I feel bad about that, but, you know. Hey, maybe the Pittsburgh police will get back to me, and we'll get that camera back. That would be nice, wouldn't it? But regardless, I will be getting a new full-frame DSLR soon, by the way, guys. So you guys won't have to deal with the crappy 720 camera for very much longer. Anyway, this email is entitled Conventions and Podcasts. Dear FurCast, my name is Patrick. Please keep my last name private. Oh, okay. I don't see your last name anywhere, but okay. My name is Patrick. I have been wanting to go to a convention for a long time, but they don't have any in my town. I live in El Paso, Texas. So most larger cities are fairly far away, and cons last more than one day. The problem is that I don't have time in my life right now for a job, so I can't afford to rent a hotel, even if I can't afford a ticket. What I'm asking is, how can I keep track of what conventions are going on, and how can I afford to attend them for a few days, assuming I have enough money for a ticket? Also, I was wondering how you get... Okay, I'm going to stop there. You mentioned in Texas. Now, El Paso, how far is that from... Where is Texas Furry Fiesta? Let's see where that is. That is in downtown Dallas and El Paso. So Google Maps. So El Paso, and then I'll just do that, and then I'll do directions. Come on, Google Maps. There we go. To Dallas, Texas. That is a 9-hour drive. Goddamn.
Complete other side.
They might be better off, honestly, going to like Las Vegas for a con. Or Arizona.
Where's
or
BLFC?
New Mexico.
Where's BLFC?
Yeah, where is BLFC? Biggest little fur con. Let's look that one up.
Reno, Nevada.
Reno. So let's do, so it's a 9-hour drive. So
That's farther. That's definitely farther.
It's definitely farther. So instead of a 9-hour drive, it is a 25-hour drive.
Yeah, they're completely on the other side.
Yeah, wow.
I didn't know it was in Reno. I thought it was in Arizona.
What about in Arizona? Do we know? Because we know a bunch of furries in Arizona and New Mexico. But what cons are there? Isn't there like a... Like if I just do New Mexico Furry Con. Let's see. Furry Summer Mexico. There's that. There's also New Mexico Furries. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, El Paso is basically located on the very, like, westmost side of Texas. Like, basically not Texas. It's...
Basically not.
Basically not Texas. It is a border city to Mexico and New Mexico. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's some furries in North Mexico that you might be able to hang out with as well. I'm not sure. But anyway, as for like how do you like figure out what cons are going on and how do you get there and stuff like that. So the first thing is if you go completely alone, then yes, you're fronting all of that cost, and that's quite a lot to deal with. But, you know, if you room with other people, if you maybe find a way to ride with other people, I mean, it seems like you might have to fly to a few cons, which, okay, fine, that might be a bit of a cost. But, you know, I mean, if you room with other people, even if it's for the whole weekend, usually it might be like maybe $150 for a hotel room for the whole weekend. You know, not too crazy. Usually convention reg is maybe $40-50, and then maybe you've got to deal with food over the weekend, so maybe that's another like maybe $50 to $100. So all in all, for like not counting travel, you could probably go to a con for like $300 or like, yeah, probably less than $300. As for travel, that's where you'd have to figure that out. You can go to WikiFur if you want to get more information on what cons are going on. The other thing is, if you can start to meet some furries in your area, like it seems like there is a New Mexico furries group. I'm sure there's a bunch of different furry groups in the northern part of Mexico, and obviously in Texas. If you just maybe talk to some of them and just say like, what events do you guys go to? You know, just try to like communicate that with some people, because even if a few people are like a couple hours away with you, you still might be able to maybe room with them, or maybe you know, drive to them and then drive with them the rest of the way type deal. So it's just all about like kind of communicating and figuring out what's going to work. And as for like how to afford it, you just save up a little bit, like save up for however long it might take you, a couple weeks, couple months, whatever, to get a couple $100, and then you can go to a con. And then it says, also, I was wondering how you guys became so knowledgeable with podcast equipment and what the secrets are to getting started. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. I would be really happy to know where you learned how to run a successful podcast. Thanks for reading. Okay, first of all, I think you sent the email to the wrong people, because you mentioned successful podcast. I don't know. We don't have a successful podcast, so I don't really know what they're talking about.
Just success.
Well, in general, like
they're full.
Well, they keep mentioning people who are knowledgeable about stuff. So I think they sent this email to the wrong people. I don't know. We should probably move on. Anyway,
wait, you mean we're not the lead podcast of podcastings?
Making a joke. Are you trolling me, or do you not get the joke?
I get the joke. I'm trolling you.
Okay, good. Anyway,
how did we podcast a podcast?
So first of all, the reason that the production value is as ridiculous as it is, I say that while talking into a piece of shit like $50 camera. The reason the production value got to where it is simply because I'm obsessed, not because it needed to be like that. Although it has helped to, like, you know, get new people and grow an audience a little bit. The biggest secret to doing anything, including a podcast, but anything in media production, whether it is art or whether it is like music or podcasting, anything, is passion. You have to be passionate, and you have to be committed to it. And there's nothing wrong with trying something and then dropping it. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, right? I've regularly thought about starting a podcast and just doing like 2 episodes and then calling it quits. You know, worst case, I learned something, right? But when you ask specifically, how do you run a successful podcast? The way you do that is by committing to it and by being passionate. If you're not passionate about it, it's not going to happen. Technology stuff doesn't matter nearly as much. It's all about being interesting and being able to convey something that will entertain people.
That was all about the hosts.
Yeah, it is about the hosts, but that's what I mean, though. Is it you're passionate and stuff? Like it's about the people being passionate. It's not about the other semantics.
I'm asexual, though. How am I passionate?
Anyway, as for knowing like equipment and stuff like that, there's tons of YouTube videos, tons of tutorials online.
You don't need that much equipment.
Yeah, you really don't need that much equipment. We went for more of like an actual like TV studio broadcast workflow, but that is completely fucking unnecessary. And honestly, it almost creates more problems than it solves.
We'll have a green screen room in the new house. We can literally do weather channel stuff.
We're going to have an SDI feed into a separate room in the house that has a green screen, and then
we can do reporting.
You know, if we get another switcher, we could totally do like VR in that room, like VR green screen. Anyway, yeah. So I don't know. Long story short, you know, it's all about being passionate and being interested in stuff, and that kind of goes for a lot of things. So there's that. Oh, I'm gonna mark that as red. Red live. And I have another email that I marked in the inbox. That might be good. That one down there.
What keeps you motivated?
Yeah. I like how they're asking us for motivation. Okay, let's be clear about my motivation. This week, what I did is as soon as I got home from work, I went to sleep. That was my motivation this week. Although I had a pretty terrible week this week and I was very depressed, so it's probably not a good example of a week. Although I've had many weeks where I just come home and go immediately to sleep, so I don't know.
My motivation is snacks, people, booze, and stories.
I will say my motivation is you guys, though. Like, you guys motivate me, especially with the Patreon shoutouts. Like, sometimes it is like the last minute and I'm like, oh God, I got to do Patreon shoutouts. But then I'm like, it's worth it. And then I do them and I'm always super happy with them once they're done. So, you know. But yeah. Motivation is like, if you have the key to motivation, you have the key to like life.
Trauma. Trauma is my motivation.
Trauma. What do you mean?
Flesh pillows. The things I go through. It's my motivation. Keep on keeping on.
Good to know. I'll just keep scaring you.
Stick your head in places that you shouldn't. Oh, did I ever say that I got invited to 3 or 4? I don't know.
I'm sorry. Simon Fox in chat says yesterday's weather.
I got invited to 3 orgies at AC.
Why do you get invited to them and I don't?
I think people are inviting me now to them at gear parties and orgies because I don't go to them and they want me to go to them and I don't go to them. But I got invited to 3 of them. Like, people just came out to me and was like, oh, we're having an orgy. when the conversation starts like that too, I don't know whether to take it seriously or jokingly. But yeah, and then I also got invited to a gear party, which was like a gear orgy.
I hate you so much.
Like, people dressed up like in pup heads and horse costumes and stuff like that. And
horse costumes. That's what Pharaoh calls it.
Pony things,
yeah.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Not MLP. This is a lot darker. This is places you don't want to go.
I know.
This is where horses go where they don't want.
I was rooming with a few people who were into that at AC. In a staff room. It was funny because at one point at Anthrocon, I was looking around for lube because I was hanging out with somebody. We were having a good time. And so, you know, freeze frame,
when
right?
the lube runs short
so
at AC.
You know freeze frame, right? So he has a suitcase. I went looking in that suitcase because I was like, I'm just going to undo one zipper and just kind of see. And I looked in there and there was so much equipment in there and I was like, wow.
When you say equipment, is it like the stuff that, like the 1 year of AC where I was told that there's going to be stuff on the floor and there are people having sex on the floor? And when you say equipment, do you mean equipment that is of an adult variety equipment or a camera gear?
No. There was a separate suitcase with camera gear, but that was not that suitcase.
That was not that equipment.
No, it was not that equipment.
Oh, equipment.
Yeah.
Equipped.
Yeah.
Equipped for any scenario.
Well, it didn't have... Well, I guess the lube was in there, but it was really deep in there and I couldn't get it, so I ended up giving up. So, anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't get invited to those parties you do. I see how.
I always get invited to those parties.
I know. I noticed. To be honest, I would invite you to that party if I was having one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm good.
Just to include you.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
You're welcome.
Good. Good. Thanks for looking out.
You're welcome. Yep.
Just like when Boozy was like, so shout out to Boozy. My parties, I never did underwear parties because underwear parties go to like full on naked parties, and I don't want to be a part of a naked party. So I started doing shorts parties. So that's a thing. So I mean, if you ever can my party, we can do shorts.
I love how your party, rather than being just a party, which immediately turns into an underwear party and then other things, you designed a fucking party concept where the point of it is to wear clothes.
When you put it that way, yes.
That's what you did.
Yes.
Okay.
But they're shorts.
Mm-hmm. Moving on, you have an email.
Yes. So I was just flashing back to AC. I probably should have went to the gear party just to drink. I was offered booze. And I think it'd just been funny for another story that I've involved in. So, what keeps you motivated? Life. Oh, is there a moment? Is there a moment?
I think there is. So, CJ sent me a video on Telegram here. Let's see what it is. Where is that?
Why is the camera in length form?
I like how it's vertical video here.
He can't even. He's so drunk he can't even video correct.
Where is that?
Otto and Vin's.
It's Otto's house?
Pretty sure that's Otto's house.
Okay, well, that's what CJ's doing instead of being with us, so he's a bad dog.
CJ is plastered out of his mind.
Yeah. Anyway.
Good. 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 Hello, Paradox Pharaoh. CJ, who isn't here because he's getting drunk out of his mind. And any guests of FurCast, thank you for opening up and perhaps reading this email. Hopefully the show hasn't dissolved into a complete car crash at this point. Flesh pillows. Because I was hoping to get a little insight from you guys in regarding what keeps you motivated when something has you down, or even advice for overcoming mental illness problems. Some backstory. I am a small artist in the community with a certificate in a digital media and graphics design, and some aspirations of being a tattoo artist. I like art. It's what I want to be as my profession, and at some point it is considered my job because it was the only way I make money. I'm also self-diagnosed with a very major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder. I suspect, aren't we all with Trump as president? I mean, it's been a long road for many of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel you.
Good thing it was all a dream.
I suspect also I have post-traumatic stress disorder, although I'm not officially diagnosed. I have symptoms including dissociation disorder. Sorry. I decided to try to get more serious about art and dealing for my first time at BLFC this year. I really did well dealing at BLFC. In fact, I got overwhelmed with support and people liking my art and wanting to commission me. Now I feel like I could start making money off the art that I actually do, and I have time to do it. I can't stay with my friend anymore, so my choices were homelessness again or moving back with my parents. And trigger warning here, I've always told myself I'd kill myself before I moved back with them. I guess that is a trigger warning. But then people say that a lot, and sometimes worst case scenarios, things get better. Anyhow, well, homelessness isn't good for my mental health either, but it also eliminates my ability to do art for money, now that I know that that's what I want to do. So they became homeless late last year because of their illness, and was also so severe that they lost their jobs.
Oh, wow.
And couldn't get jobs, or had trouble keeping jobs.
Right.
Went to the hospital for attempt to suicide, and they couldn't work and got evicted. So I moved in with the parents now, but my motivation is very low. I want to do art, but I can't bring myself to sit down and do it. I would say try not to overthink things, and just to pause for a second and say that, like, usually an overactive mind kind of can adhere to, like, not being able to do a lot of things, and actually kind of, instead of worrying about what could be or couldn't be, or worrying about doing a task or not doing a task, and the fact that you worry more about the anxiety from the task itself, if you kind of just try to shut off your brain and just do it, because
holy fucking shit, this is good art. I'm just looking at their FA right now. I'm gonna post a link in chat if anybody wants to take a look. It's furaffinity.net/gallery/canis-solus. So that's CANIS-SOLUS. Canis Solus. And wow, it's really awesome art.
Very pretty. I like the colors.
Yeah, like, that's really good. Holy shit. I really like the one with the Draconic Bond. That one's really good. Personal art of me and myself. Like, holy crap. Okay, sorry. Anyway, I didn't mean to distract from the email. That's just really good art. You've earned a watch. That's amazing.
But before we continue reading, that's one of the things, like just overthinking and just kind of like settling down, and like also life is very unpredictable and doesn't follow plans well. So I mean, I would say in general, like having plans and just kind of going with them loosely is more of an effect of what life kind of brings towards you. And there are times where things can get a little tough, but in the end, it's kind of just sticking things through and knowing that eventually you can actually acquire dreams and what you want to do. So the time frame that you want to do something, there's usually a chapter in a book that you have to pass before you get to that point. But it's one of those things that, I mean, I've gone through it. You've gone through it. I mean, we've gone through different parts of how where we've been really low. So it's something we all kind of hit at some point in our lives. And it's just how we assess it and how we kind of deal with it that makes us an even better person in the very end of it. Because in the end, even hitting those lows, you can actually still help other people and help them through it. So it's one of those things that everyone kind of goes through, and it's hard. I guess. It's not easy to like say, but it is hard. But continue in general. Anyhow, my motivation is very low, and I want to do art, but can't bring myself to sit down and do it. I know my depression is the biggest factor in my lack of motivation, but I don't know how to cope with it well enough to do work, and I've tried a slew of medications and therapists over the past few years, and it's only made things worse by, first of all, not helping, and second of all, costing me a fortune. What do you guys think? What do you guys do to keep yourself motivated? To work when you don't want to, or when you've lost the interest in something you were once passionate about? Thank you for reading. Hopefully I gave enough information. Your podcast helps me keep company when I work and or travel. Thank you for putting some comedy and current events and fluffiness in my own life for the past few years. Bicker.
Yeah, so first things first, you're not crazy. You've literally hit the nail on the head of like why humanity can't be better than it is, because this issue, motivation and like pushing yourself to do creative things, is like pretty much the crux of literally this species that we are. So, you know, you've hit the nail on the head. I hate to say it, but that's, you know, it's kind of the thing that if we could all figure out, and I'm sure, so, you know, some people are better at figuring it out than others. I feel bad giving advice about it because I feel like I have this problem. So I don't know.
I've had the problem with without having motivation. I mean, just in general, just having that moment where you want to do something, but you just have no drive to do so. A lot of times it comes down to me like overthinking the situation or overthinking.
I think a lot of times it comes down to me trying too hard to place the work that I'm doing in the context of my entire life. Like, there's times where when I do something, whether I like it or not, I'm always trying to think like, oh, well, that's going to be great because now for the next, you know, so many years or whatever, or, you know, like a great example would be moving and building this new studio. There's a lot of like, oh, well, at least we got that done, or like, hey, you know, even if I spend 5 hours working on this one stupid thing, right? Like the one day we ran cabling and I probably spent like 5 hours on one fucking Ethernet wall plate because it was so difficult to get the line running. And I felt bad because I was like, I'm wasting so much time. But on the other hand, I was like, you know what? This is going to benefit me from years to come. And I shouldn't worry about wasting time on it. And I still got it done and had a good time. And, you know, so it's like, it's difficult to, especially when things take a lot of time and work with what seems like very little gain. It can be hard to like motivate yourself and also enjoy the large scope of work for what seems like a small outcome. But I don't know.
I tend to overthink things a lot. So like if I kind of shut off and just like say to myself, like, don't think, and just like start doing a task. If I just start doing the task itself, I can at least get myself to do the task. I may not be completely motivated or be completely committed to it, but at least I started. And another thing is like, it feels good to actually finish it. Like even biologically, humans like to finish a task completely. But if I was distracted or something with it, I would just start it up, do a little bit of it, and then not get frustrated or the point of frustration. I would just stop and just do something else. And then after I got like a little bit of motivation again, I would just jump back to the task. So it's like I would kind of break it up in parts, or I'd do something else in the meantime. So it's like, I guess don't feel bad if you do be a little ADD about things and kind of jump from different jobs to different jobs, because it kind of it springboards motivation, I guess you could say. So like doing one task or a little bit of one task and then jumping to another one, even though you're not finishing all of it, like it kind of at least brings about some kind of motivation because you're working off of your own brain chemistry of like, oh, I want to do this. But if you're thinking about, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. Well, if you just start like, I personally can just start multiple tasks at once.
Yeah.
And then like kind of jump in between them and kind of prioritize them in my head. So like I'll do this task, this task, this task, then jump to this task. And then like I'll stop this task and then jump to this task. And it kind of keeps me motivated in like just having different variety of like motivation. So it's like, oh, I don't feel like doing that right now. Oh, but I'll do this. Oh, I don't feel like doing that right now. Oh, well, I'll jump and play video games. Oh, I'll play video games for a bit. It's like,
which, by the way, even though that works for you, it makes it extremely difficult to plan anything. Because like a lot of times it'll be like, hey, you want to like, we could go over to the house and do stuff, and you'll just like randomly get it done at like 2 a.m, and it's like.
That's another thing is like I've learned that like if I'm not being productive during the day, like if I sleep during the day and then just start doing stuff at night, sometimes changing your sleep schedule can actually help you get motivated again.
I find that I'm kind of weird with this, but like I like to kind of do things up until the moment where I'm about to do the major points. So let's say like I've got to edit something. I'll be like, all right, well, I'm going to take a shower, I'm going to like get a cup of tea, and then I'm going to edit the thing. And a lot of times I'll do that. Sometimes I won't because I'll get distracted. But and I usually spend a lot of time like talking with my friends on like, you know, maybe Discord or TeamSpeak or whatever. So a lot of times I'll be like, all right, guys, I'll be back in a little while because I'm going to like take a shower, get food, and then come back and do this thing. And so I'm always trying to like piece together different things before I work on something. But the other thing that I find helps a lot is things like lighting. Things like how clean your workspace is can make big differences on stuff. I always find that if I make the studio like really bright and I like the floor is clean, I'm much more willing to like start on a project. I'm much more willing to tear something out or work on it, or you know, even if it's just me sitting at my desk working on a computer, I still feel more comfortable if I know I'm in a clean room or a bright room. Whereas like sometimes you know, making it dark and kind of you know, or if it gets, you know, too dark or too humid and there's like stuff all over the floor, it feels weird getting into a project because it's like there's already a mess around you and it's just demotivating. So a good indicator on how I'm doing psychologically is how messy my spaces are. Not always, because sometimes it's just there's stuff going on, but like, especially this week, which has been a pretty low week for me, like this room was a mess. My car is a mess. And it's like, it brings me down until the day comes where like probably tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll be like, yeah, let's clean. And, you know, I'll go outside, clean out my car, and it'll instantly make me more productive. Somehow. It's like a psychological thing. So I don't know. Little things like that can help as well.
Honey.
Yeah, I really don't like the honey ones. I tried them.
Honey will
They ran out of these, so I picked up one of these, the honey stroop waffles, and they're not good. I don't like them.
Fact, you know that honey actually makes my stomach upset?
Really? I think that's actually a common thing.
But I could eat like honey mustard or stuff like that, or like stuff with honey.
Right.
I can't fucking get this open.
It's because you have paws, and you shouldn't be opening packages with paws.
Why can you open this so easily?
Because I have Red Wolf paws, and they're smaller and more dexterous than your broken Blue Fox paws. But yeah, like I always find that getting a good snack or something to drink and work on, sometimes music helps as well if you're trying to get in the zone. Again, not always. You got to be careful because a lot of those things will distract you. So, you know, it depends on what kind of person you are. But
I don't like silence.
I like voices in the background. I like either like NPR or I'll put my friends, or, you know, podcasts actually help.
I'll put a TV show on that like it doesn't interest me just to have like the noise of the background noise of just talking or something like that. So I won't put on a movie that like I actually want to watch because then I'll stop and watch it.
Yeah.
But if I put on something that I haven't I've seen many times before, or know like everything about it, or just kind of doesn't interest me enough, but I just have it in the background, it actually motivates me to do stuff too.
Yeah, I find that, or like if I put it depends, like if I'm in and out of the room, this doesn't always work, but a lot of times I'll put a podcast on my stereo, like maybe some kind of a tech podcast, or maybe there's like some podcast that's like an hour long. FurCast is like 3 hours. But anyway, it's like an hour long, and like I wasn't entirely interested, but it was like, I kind of want to hear that, but not fully interested. You know, I'm not going to like sit and focus on it. I'll be like, you know what? Perfect for the background. So just I'll put it on. Like today, I listened to The WAN Show, which is a podcast that Linus Tech Tips does. I just put that on in the background on my TV on the Chromecast, and I just cleaned the room, and it was great. It's just sometimes stuff like that helps.
I guess the only thing I would say is like this is kind of normal.
Yeah,
like,
it is normal, yeah.
All the stuff that you've mentioned and all the things you were going through is kind of like everyone goes through it. So not to like downplay it affecting yourself, but affecting like this happens to everyone.
Yeah, and as for art block specifically, I think you can talk to other artists about that. Because most artists at some point, either all the time or most of the time, probably deal with art block. And I'm sure if you talk to them and ask them about it, they could talk to you about it. So... as for one thing they mentioned was like, how do you motivate yourself to get a particular thing you need to get done? I always find that involving other people usually motivates me to get it done. If there's other people depending on me, almost always I'm like, all right, I better get this done. The Patreon shoutouts are one thing. You guys depend on me to get those done. You guys pay for it. I'm going to get that done. Same thing with like if local furries are depending on me for something, or like if I'm supposed to, like one time I had to set up a game server and my friends were like, oh, we're going to have a gaming night. So it's like that motivated me because I was like, all right, I got to get this done because they're going to have a game night. So setting little deadlines using people. So if you're an artist, maybe you could try collabing with somebody. That might motivate you to kind of get going. Something like that. Or do like a little contest with somebody, or maybe just do art with somebody. That might help too.
Collaboration.
Yeah. All right, that's pretty much that. I'm going to mark that email as read. I'm going to keep it in the inbox for now. All right, that's pretty much it. Want to call it a night? Yeah. 10:42?
I guess so.
I think I'm pretty much ready to go here. Whew, good show, though. Too bad CJ never showed up.
He's a bad dog.
He is a bad dog.
Before you left, since we're at AC, I wanted to like do this news article because it was about a woman who dresses up in lingerie like before her wedding, but instead of in lingerie, she did a sexy photo shoot in a T-Rex costume. It seems something a furry would do.
It does.
I guess we'll just save it for next show.
Yeah, next show. CJ would like that. Speaking of CJ, I guess he's not coming at all. Are we gonna go out to eat with him or anything?
He's in Batavia.
Oh God, Batavia. That's like an hour away. How far away is Batavia? I don't even know.
I know from my house it's 45 minutes.
All right, here, I'll look it up. Google Maps. Let's see, Batavia, New York. And then I'll put in my address.
From our new house, it's 45 minutes.
It's 53 minutes from here. Oh, it's halfway to fucking Rochester. Holy crap. Yeah, I'm not going there. Which is why I never hang out with Otto. And Otto always makes fun of me for it. He's like, oh, you never come over.
Told you it's an hour away from here.
Anyway, you guys are listening to FurCast live on XBN. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. Thank you to all of our friends who put up with us. Thank you to everybody who has sat through dealing with me being all whiny about the fact that I had a $3,000 camera stolen from me. Thank you to the Pittsburgh police for hopefully helping me find the camera. And thank you to the Patreon supporters, because it is ultimately because of you guys that we're going to be able to buy a freaking new one. And when we do buy a new one, it will not be leaving the studio. I will tell you that. Or if it is, it'll have insurance. Anyway, I'm your host, Paradox.
I've been your fabulous Blue Foxhouse Pharaoh. And CJ is a bad dog.
CJ is a bad dog. That's pretty much it. And we'll see you next week, right? We here next week?
Yeah.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Why wouldn't we be?
There's a couple things I got coming up this summer. At some point, I'm going to DC. At some point, I'm going to Toronto again. And at some point, I'm going to Michigan. And at some point, I'm going to Pittsburgh. Jeez. Anyway, see you guys next week.
This is the Zana Broadcasting Network.